Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Alice Madness Returns. We are currently in the dollhouse nightmare that is the timed. It's a difficult timed section. But we're moving forward. I think this is just like secrets. Yeah, there's a Radula room over there. Let's just keep on trucking, baby. Just gonna have a platform that leads over to that. Oh no, it's just a thing was gonna lead over to the other side. It's just teeth. Alright, now we get to do another cool marble head roll. Oh, what the fuck? There we go. Do this. There we go. Ah, fuck's sake. So I did say that these get harder, so... What the fuck, man? There we go. God. Okay, well... Get the gingerbread wall. Go. Not so bad, not so bad. Alright, roll down with the rest of the marbles here. I like those. I actually like that one. The fun marble ball head rolling. I actually like that. I was just stuck in a shitty camera angle. Alright, time for the 5th key. Gee, I wonder who that is.
I had a role in my family's demise, but I did not start the fire. Centaurs don't live in Oxford, but a certain doctor did. I saw him, a preening undergraduate. Now I remember him. That key belongs to Lizzie's room.
It was Dr. Bumby all along. Hear that train a-rolling. This is where the doll maker lives. Time to ascend to the tower. Train is parked down below. That guy specifically. Up the fleshy stairs. The drawer is filled with little raw steaks. Ooh, look at him. Here he is.
Am I not the most wretched and selfish of fortune's fools? Oblivious, I live in a training ground for prostitutes. My mentor is an abuser and purveyor. I've been complicit with my sister's murderer and the killer of my family as he corrupted my mind. I sought relief from my pain and you turned me away from the truth.
You were almost there, almost free from what you fear. You could have been cured. You could have forgotten.
Abandon the memory of my family.
They are dead, and you should be too.
You misbegotten abomination. Murderer, you blood-sucking parasite. The damage you've done to children. The abuse.
I provide a service. In the great and awful metropolis, appetites of all sorts must be gratified.
My family. My mind. The infernal train.
The train is your invention, your defense. I merely set its schedule and itinerary. The train is coming with its shiny cars, with comfy seats, wheels of stars. So hush, my little ones, have no fear. The man in the moon is the engineer.
I'll stop that train if it's the last thing I do.
As you wish, it will be. You're lost, and where your body is, your mind will follow. Perhaps it's already there.
I'm a doll. I'm a doll, dude. Kids in the street, ghost kids in the street. Hear that train rolling.
You oozing sore of depravity. Children wearing their names around their necks as if they're breeding livestock.
A declaration of their pedigree. You could use one. They're proud to display their provenance.
You brute! They can't remember who they are or where they're from. How many minds have you twisted into forgetfulness?
Not enough. Yours would have been a triumph. Still, you're an insane wreck. My work is done.
Free from the doll! And on to the train. Choo-choo, motherfucker. Here we are. Chapter 6. We're on the infernal train.
Atta, I must stop this infernal train and the evil force that drives it.
Everything's a nail, is it, Miss Hammerhead? First it was all search, freak, fear, and fragmented memories. Now it's the train. Never time for tea. While your brains are on holiday, they're ruined. Now we're all mad here. That's a good excuse for going to hell in a teapot, but not for forgetting what your senses saw. Forgetting is just forgetting, except when it's not. Then they call it something else. I'd like to forget what you did. I tried, but I can't.
You've used me and abused me, but you will not destroy me.
No, the damage is done. The old Alice and her Wonderland retreat are demolished. You can't even recognize what's happened. and you're powerless to change it or move against me. I've made certain of that. Come to receive your punishment, then.
Caterpillar, he's got his butterfly wings.
I know I'm guilty of something, but punishment never suits the victims of the crime.
Abuse is a crime the strong visit on the weak. You're right, abusers are insufficiently punished for the damage they do. Those who witness abuse without seeking retribution for the harm pay a penalty. Your own pain mitigates your failure to act earlier, but you may not yet have paid enough for witnessing the pain of others.
You corrupted my memories, but you failed to make me forget.
I could have made you into a tasty bit. Clients out the door waiting for a piece from a raving, delusional beauty with no memory of the past or no sense of the future. But you wouldn't forget. You insisted on holding on to your fantasies. You're mad, like your sister.
Don't speak of her. You didn't know her.
Your sister was a tease, pretended to despise me. She got what she wanted in the end.
Missy, what is this train's destination?
Madness and destruction. You shouldn't ask questions you know the answer to. It's not polite. And that noise wasn't Lizzie talking in her sleep.
Oh, no. Poor Lizzie.
And there are no centaurs in Oxford. Make your survival mean something, or we are all doomed!
So you're kind of like wrapping things up with these characters.
Hide in your shell.
All right.
The past must be paid for.
The idea is to basically just like dodge his attacks. Let me go!
Frightened of your shadow? Absurd creatures!
Fuck you, Bumby! Cool. Almost died on that.
I'll see you charged. In prison, some half-wit bruiser will make you his sweetheart, and then you'll hang.
Indeed, a hysterical woman, former lunatic, roaring outrageous accusations against a respectable social architect and scientist. My God, Alice, who would believe you? I scarcely believe it myself.
You monstrous creature. Such evil will be punished.
By whom? By what? Psychotic, silly bitch. Your madness will be punished. Now leave. I'm expecting your replacement.
Fuck you, that's mine. You know what? I got something for you. You're stopped, sir. Fool!
Can't go home again. No surprise, really. Only a very few find the way, and most of them don't recognize it when they do. Delusions, too, die hard. Only the savage regard the endurance of pain as the measure of worth. Forgetting pain is convenient. Remembering it, agonizing. But recovering the truth is worth the suffering. And our wonderland, though damaged, is safe in memory for now.
There you go. So, as the credits roll, let's talk a little bit about Alice Asylum, since we'll never see that. It was like a hypothetical, game. According to the wiki, there's a lot more about this game that I didn't know. Because there was just like so much to it back in the day. I remember hearing a lot about like the Kickstarter and stuff. So it was one of 2 Alice projects aimed for release. The other was a TV series. Asylum was originally envisioned as being primarily a chronological prequel to Alice. However, the newest draft has introduced new ideas that render this idea inaccurate. Asylum is intended to be the final of an Alice trilogy, and assumes the player has experienced both Alice and Madness Returns. Both of which are vital to the story. Alice Otherlands, which was the Alice Otherlands was like the animated sequel, like series of short films that was made, is not important to the plot of Asylum and is rather inconsequential to whether or not it's experienced before or after Asylum. So if you want to know really about the story here, Asylum was originally envisioned as being oh yeah, we read that. The newest draft completely scripted the idea, showing that it is actually set up for Madness Returns, while the player begins the game as a 13-year-old Alice in Wonderland. Alice matures as the game progresses to become the current adult self in Madness Returns, and so the player plays as an adult Alice for the vast majority of the game. Alice is retreading many of her memories, experiencing flashbacks from the past to the present. In doing so, this allows Asylum to explain certain questionable plot elements from previous games, such as why the Queen of Hearts is called the Red Queen, or why Alice doesn't really like sweets, while simultaneously pushing the overall narrative of the series forward. In the latest script, Alice is shown to be suffering from severe amnesia at the beginning of the story, and it is so bad that she does not remember Wonderland or the Cheshire Cat. Alice proceeds to remember her life after the beginning tutorial. Alice remembers her family being deceased. She proceeds to remember her time in Rutledge Asylum, as well as working for Bumby in the orphanage. Eventually, Alice regains her memories and is caught up to the present. Alice Otherland would be set after Asylum, although the last scenes of Asylum are set after Otherlands. Asylum focuses on some plot threads that were not answered in Madness Returns. What happened to Wilton J. Radcliffe and Pris Whitless during Madness Returns? Alice has episodes with them, but they were not touched upon. It is notable that the August 2021 draft explains more about Radcliffe, but not address how Pris reacted to Alice having a mental episode on a rooftop, nor explain the incident when Radcliffe disappeared in Madness Returns. What happens to the children of Houndsditch Home for the Wayward Youth after the game? Why is Alice in Lunderland? So Lunderland basically is the combination of Wonderland and London. It's what you just saw there at the end. Will she be able to escape from it, and will she be able to control it? Kat remarked that Alice could not return home. Who is Alice's replacement that Bumby was waiting for, and how would she or he react to the events that unfolded in Madness Returns? It suggested they arrived at the train station not long after Bumby's death, and they would have been confused by Bumby not being at the train platform. How would society react to Bumby's death and mangled body be found on the train tracks at the train station? He is said to be a respected member of society. Would Alice be suspected, and would she be able to live as a free woman, or could she cover it up as a suicide since no one else was apparently in the train station? Would society and the police really believe the claims of a mad woman, as Bumby claimed? Would Alice be involved in a court trial, and would Alice be able to uncover enough evidence to back up her claims? Nan Sharp is a caring figure for Alice, who would have most likely tried to find Alice after her mysterious incident with Radcliffe to see if she had her rabbit doll. Only discover Alice has disappeared and be concerned for her safety throughout Madness Returns. What was Nan up to in the latter half of Madness Returns, and how will Alice explain what happened to Bumby to Nan? How did Alice get employed at the Royal Opera House in Otherlands, especially if there was a possibility she was a murder suspect in Bumby's likely death case? Given that the Little family was a wealthy family, they would have most likely been given burials and gravestones at a cemetery. Did or does Alice ever visit them eventually? When the idea was first announced, the Asylum subtitle was referenced to Rutledge Asylum. However, due to the nature of the story after the August 2021 story, it can be inferred that Asylum is actually a reference to Alice herself, as Alice is in an asylum in her own mind, unable to take back complete control of her body and reality. In the latest draft, there are two twists regarding Wonderland's nature. The circus is actually small and located on Mock Turtle's shell, and Alice was shrunken the whole time she was in it. The second twist is that after Alice explores all the other domains, it turns out she was in a snow globe created by Hatter as a Wonderland in a Wonderland. Parts of the treatment, or perhaps inaccurately mistreatment of Alice during her 10-year stay at Rutledge, and Alice dealing with the tragic deaths of her family in the fire, and the loss of her mother, father, and sister. However, the bulk of Asylum is a new adventure set after Madness Returns, and shows many flashbacks into her childhood, like the 7 stages of grief, the atomic orbit model for Wonderland. So yeah, the Kubler-Ross stage of grief model, shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, testing, and finally acceptance. A lot of this stuff was touched on. They essentially, basically what it talks about is that the 7 stages of grief would have been the levels. So what with what you saw here, where you had these different levels that were, you know, different like themes, you would have had the same thing in Asylum, but they would have been the 7 stages of grief. So you would have had like the shock stage. So you would have started with shock and then moved to denial, then into anger. All of the stages would have been themed around, specifically around those. The envisioned domains and stages are currently unfinalized, and there are some discrepancies between the artists. For example, an early version of the Hatter's domain is part of Denial. Another artist decided later on the Hatter's domain should be individualized as the bargaining stage. The Vale of Tears was once going to be in the Denial realm as the location of the circus, but the circus was given a new nature, and so the Vale became the Depression stage. A recent rough draft includes Slumber. You're able to talk to Caterpillar there. The Little House in Shock. So yeah, there's some concept art and everything. The Endless Home, Alice's house before and after the fire. The Circus Amusement Park in Denial. That has like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And they are following the orders of the Queen of Hearts. There's like this concept art for the circus, the Wonderland Circus, and the Ferris wheel. The Moon. Not the Moon, but Moon, the enemy. Queen's Castle and Anger. Again, there's also like concept art for that. Intermission Memory, Hatter's Domain and Bargaining. There's concept art for literally all this stuff. You can see it all on the Alice Wiki, is exactly what I'm looking at. Just a huge info dump of basically all the stages. Showing all that off. Just like, as its name implies, victims of grief go through a stage of depression and melancholy and often emptiness and void. This is probably because the Hatter in the previous domain told Alice she was unable to return home out of Wonderland. Concept art shows an aquatic section underwater. Alice's mission is to likely find some sort of happiness or joy. Yeah, the frozen lake, the depression domain with a bunch of balloons on the dead tree, the looking glass railway exterior. And the idea too was that you'd be able to travel back and forth between the lands over and over again. So the game wouldn't have been necessarily linear. It would have been more like an area where you could explore and do things, and you could travel back to the other lands to collect other collectibles that you couldn't get before because you didn't have the gear. So like, you would have been able to use the looking glass railway as like a map that would take you between the different locations. But yeah, Land of Fire and Brimstone testing, where the Jabberwock is. You get to face off with the Jabberwock. At least you would have anyway. Intermission between that, and then the ending in London, and then like after the credits. So the whole thing, essentially, like, the whole ending of this would have been essentially that Alice has spared Radcliffe. He flees, but Alice follows him, calling him out for all the terrible things that he has been a part of. A little girl, Angela, questions Radcliffe on what is happening, but he angrily demands her to shut her mouth. Alice enters Radcliffe's Wonderland, or Otherland, to destroy his mind. While Radcliffe is incapacitated in reality, Alice invites some police officers into the room. Radcliffe, in fury, aggressively attacks Alice, but is captured by the police. Alice proceeds to meet Angela, who is revealed to be Angela Radcliffe, his daughter, and asks Angela where she would like to go now. Due to her father being arrested, Angela replies that she would like to go wherever Alice is going, and the two leave. After the credits, Alice has opened an orphanage called the Little's Home for Wayward Children. She's living in a beautiful home and proceeds to walk over to a nearby orphanage where she is greeted by the children. It is implied Alice has adopted Angela herself due to the name Angela Little being mentioned in the script. On the way to a tea party, Angela drops her rabbit doll. After a close-up of the rabbit doll lying motionless, it proceeds to get up and follow the children. There's a bunch of miscellaneous art, including some of the art for like a black dress version. It's called an ash dress for the new game. Tons of art related to pictures of Alice's family and the characters, including Bumby / the doll maker Dinah. It's possible that Dinah would be shown in the flashbacks. So Pris, when she was Nurse Witless, she appears in Wonderland as Madame Priscilla. So yeah. And of course, like Cheshire Cat would have been back with like a new design. There was like a new design of that. The Hatter in different costumes, including like a suit with the March Hare and the Dormouse coming back, of course. Concept art of the Jabberwock, Queen of Hearts, which the Queen of Hearts in Asylum was a lot creepier looking, and much bigger. There was a ton of concept art shown off for her, including like the face of Alice's sister, like you see in this game, the Red King, the White Rabbit being back. Caterpillar and Carpenter, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, concept art for that as well. The Griffin, the Duchess, the Knave of Hearts, Humpty Dumpty as well was mentioned at some point. There was a bunch of enemies, enemy guide. So there's actually an enemy guide in here. There was like there was like a new version of the flying baby that had like a baby head on a bat's body. Flowers and trees, new versions of the teapots, and actually chess pieces as well. Beetles, doll bugs. So basically, they were the dolls, but they had like scorpion tails and praying mantis arms. The card guards, of course. There was pumpkins and rats. Grandma's teeth. The dog knights, which were baby dolls that rode on little pugs. And two-headed dolls called the Wounded Twins. There was the Ice Shark and Lantern Sharks. And then they had mini bosses like Cranky, Itsy Bitsy, and Crawly, which were all so yeah, you had mini bosses like Cranky, Itsy Bitsy, and Crawly. They were all bug dolls, and then of course stage bosses like the Red Queen, the Tweedles, Shadow Alice, all that stuff. Yeah. So then there's like Alice on Fire. There's a ton of stuff. If you want to read it, I would suggest looking at the Alice wiki. There is an entire info dump about Asylum, a game that we will never get. Unfortunately, it sounded so sick, and it's unfortunate that it'll never get made. All the assets got put out there, I believe, too. I mentioned at the beginning of this that there was somebody on TikTok who actually kind of wants to independently try to develop this, but to get all of the stuff out of EA's hands would be nigh impossible unless EA wants to somehow fork over those fucking rights. But yeah, tons of like title concepts, poster concepts, a lot of things that you can find in there. It's pretty extensive. A lot of art of the different dresses, the chaos dresses, chaos variants, bargaining dresses, basically dresses all based on all of that. And then there's like the King of Planets dress, which is probably my favorite. So yeah, that's gonna be Alice. Madness Returns. I hope you enjoyed this. It is absolutely. There is a new game plus about it if you're wanting to play this game in New Game Plus. There is, unfortunately, a lot for this game that we'll never get to see past, and this is really about as far as it goes, which is unfortunate. But I highly recommend if you like this game, go read it's a very extensive read. I'm talking a lot. It's a huge info dump about Alice Asylum on Alice Wiki. It can really give you an insight into what Alice Asylum would have been as a full game. And it would probably have been a game released on the PS. It probably would have been released on the PS5 and Series X, if it would have ever actually kind of came into being. We would have had the sequel completely skip the Xbox One and PS4, which originally was what it was going to be developed for. But yeah, that's Madness Returns. This game it's a little samey, a little grindy, but the story is pretty cool. The concept is really cool, and it's just a fun game overall. Great hack and slash. A lot of somewhat frustrating platforming here and there, but it's a game that I really loved playing growing up. So, well, I say growing up, but when I was younger, not when I was a kid, but when I was younger. This game came out like 2011 or some shit. My teenage years, let's put it that way. In my teenage years, I played this game a lot. But yeah, it's just one of those games. I feel like it's got a little rose-tinted glasses to it a little bit. I feel like, there is a little bit to this. You do have to actually. I think you have to install this game. I'll give you a quick little quick little view of this of Alice. As you can see, this game is old as fuck. I can show you this game a little bit. Yeah, you can clearly tell it's like a PC game. Clearly. Let's turn the volume down a little bit. So game options, control. So yeah, this is a this game is it's so different because like when you play this game versus Smash Returns, it's like a completely different game. But I'll give you a little taste of this before we pack her on it up. We're not gonna fully play this game, but I think I had to install this. I remember it being like a separate install at one point.
Wake up, Dormy. It's time for the tea party.
I literally have the subtitles on.
I've got one. Why is a raven like a writing desk?
You can tell it's like a very 2000s game, right? Like the CG cutscenes. See, they really do kind of make it look like the cat started the fire.
You must save Alice.
Wake up, Alice! Wake up!
Mom? Dad? Alice? Mom! Father?
I can't see! Save yourself, Alice!
Poor dear. After all these years, maybe that old
That just that
will never
face.
be around.
Staring into the oblivion. The scream. The fucking. If it's not the Wilhelm, I don't remember what the. I don't remember what the other scream is called. Not the Wilhelm scream, the other one. It's Religious Pocket Watch. It's a pretty good like CGI created intro. I'm not gonna lie. But this game is very much a computer game. Like you can fucking tell. Village of the Doom. It's fucking old, brother.
Please don't dawdle, Alice. We're very late indeed.
God, I missed the train! Oh my god. Forgot that Jester Cat's face is so fucking weird. He looks like...
You've gone quite mangy, cat. But
He looks like one of those...
And you picked up
you call it?
an attitude, still curious and willing to learn, I hope.
He kind of looks like one of those bad boys you see at a biker bar.
Strange.
That's like slick back hair. He's like the villain of a movie.
As knowing where you're going is preferable to being lost, ask. Rabbit knows a thing or two, and I myself don't need a weather vane to tell which way the wind blows. Let your need guide your behavior. Suppress your instinct to lead. Pursue, Rabbit.
Kill him. Kill him. So yeah. Fucking Alice's jump, dude. Look at that. Her hand, she like jumps and her hands go up.
Our land is destroyed, our spirit crushed.
Reminds me of the asylum. Is there no joy here?
Slavery and happiness do not dwell in the same house.
Alright.
When the path is problematical, consider a leap of faith. Ride the wind.
Very tutorial-y.
Stir up no trouble, stranger. The Red Queen's agents are ruthless.
I'm not afraid of her or her creatures. Never was, really. You should stand up to them.
Defiance is useless. While the
Does he get
Queen
holes in the back of
only
his pants?
death can release us from this misery.
Like on the back of his knees. How does he get holes there?
Meta Essence is the life force of Wonderland. That of your enemies is especially potent. Collect what you can. Use it wisely.
The Cheshire Cat's very much like harvest everyone around you, harvest them all. Thank you. There's the Vorpal Blade, here we are.
Your knife is necessary, but not sufficient. Always collect what's useful. Reject only your ignorance, and you may survive.
Go cut that rabbit up. What's even better is that she like holds the knife backwards.
Everyone seems completely dejected. Nothing's really as bad as all that.
The truth will reduce you to a blubbering baby. Are you the savior Rabbit has been telling us about all this time?
I shouldn't think so. I'm a person. And just now, I wish to get very small. About this big.
Whoa! Card guard! Woo! Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, there you go. Slice him right in half. Oh, that's right, I forgot you can throw your knife.
Only a few find the way. Some don't recognize it when they do. Some don't ever want to.
Just yeah, this game's very what's the word I'm looking for? It's very skatey. Oh god, I'm playing Pool of Muck. It's very skatey. It has this like, it's very just like
told us a champion
icy.
would
The
come.
controls.
Are you that champion?
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna stick with dialogue.
Every adventure requires a first step. Trite but true even here.
What's it say? You're mine. Oh shit, I almost fell. Oh god. So yeah, it kind of like gives you a little bit of the stage down there, like the stage name for like Pandemonium or whatever.
Hanging ropes are as good as step ladders to those who know how to use them.
Why do you pursue me to this deserted place?
To benefit from your wisdom.
Fucking smoking a pipe. Goodbye. I can't get in here yet. Well, that the noise that she makes, like every. So yeah, you can tell this is like a computer game, I'm sure. It plays like a computer game. Like it is very like 2000s coded for sure, early 2000s. I mean, it did come out in 2000s. So. We're very much in the tutorial though, still. Fucking 7 dwarves are all around here and shit. Raise me up, minecart. Oh god. Whee! Oh dear. We're going. We're hauling ass. Hi, bye. Under construction. Ah! Don't worry, I made it out. See? Oh god. Fuck. There we go. So the hard thing about playing this game nowadays is that the platforming is quite tough.
Pickup is a staple of juvenile humor, but when the deck slices and dices, it's no laughing matter.
Yeah, another weapon you have is these cards, which use mana for. I don't even know where the fuck I'm going. Oh, I'm going through the store. Fuck them all up. There we go. Yeah, you got a knife. The noise she makes when she jumps is... Ugh! Ugh! Over this way! Whoa, 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 pal! Oh god. Alright, well I can't get the other guy up there.
Key.
Unless I go up the rope.
Rabbit's confidence is not misplaced. He is no fool.
I certainly hope he is not.
Use the key to free my clan from the oppressive burden they carry.
Sit in this basket.
The Queen's tyranny is a good fight. They've suffered.
I'm sure I'm very sorry for them, sir. Really I am. But what about me getting small?
The Fortress of Doors. So yeah, this whole map like expands over time. So yeah, this is the game that started it all. I played through it once. So when this game came out, and they had the original Alice attached to it, I was like, you know what? I never got to play this game myself.
Inside the fortress,
They spelled school wrong.
certain items for creating a concoction that will.
So back when I was a lot younger, I had a friend who had a PC, and he had this game, and I used to watch him play this game. He was pretty good at it. And so when this game came out, and when Mana Strings came out, and they had this with it, I was like, oh, I'll get to play it for myself. And I played through it like one time, and it was a nightmare to play through. It's just so... just how it plays, just so old school. Very made for PC type of game. See, a lot of that, like, there's like no backgrounds rendered, it's just dark. And they just
break through such walls. But for now, jump!
Very just dark backgrounds, and the only things that have been made are the environments in which you're playing on. I don't believe there's any collectibles in this game either. I believe it's just like kind of straightforward. But yeah, you get that, a lot of loading screens, stuff like that. There's actually achievements set in this game as well. So you can't actually, there might have been like 12 achievements or so. Cut his head off!
Time to raise some
The Inferno perfume! Yeah, you get turned into like a fucking devil. It's nuts. Like, I think everything's like one hit kill. There's a door open. This? There we go. But I mean, they did kind of like, you know, they did remaster it a little bit since they like made it nice and, you know, clear and plays fairly well. But this game does have some like puzzles that are pretty tough at some points. Oh, what the oh, you son of a bitch. There are some puzzles that can be pretty difficult to figure out.
The proper order of things is often a mystery to me. You too?
I don't even know what the fuck to do. Okay. B is... Dun 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 dun. Maybe this one. Here. Yeah, there you go. You just gotta listen to it a little bit. Dun, 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 dun. So jittery walking up the stairs. Oh, how the fuck do I get up? Oh, how the fuck do I get over here? Oh god. Son of a bitch. Fuck you, man. See, because all the card guards are alive in this. That's why them being zombies is so cool in Returns, because they're dead. They're all dead, so they come back from the dead. It's kind of crazy. I'm like back playing this, and I don't remember this shit at all for some reason. So you get some like platforming shit. Oh, fuck's sake. God damn it. That's right, I forgot. I gotta jump over to this one. Woo! Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh god. Fell in here. Help! Oh god. Oh god. Maybe like 3 doors here. Door number 1. No? Oh fuck. Which one do you want from me? You have to get the green one. So you get the idea of the game. Old school computer game. Get away from me, demon. Your health does drain pretty quickly as well.
Entering school requires a real leap of logic.
He's telling me I have to jump to the window. Like that. Just try to stab a child, but... So yeah, that's oh shit. You son of a bitch. So yeah, that's Alice. That's the original Alice. It's a fun little old school PC title. That's a little bonus for this game as well when you play it. Shame on EA for really destroying the future of this franchise. It honestly could have been something that was like really good, and Yeah. We'll never have it. But like I said, I recommend highly to read the Alice Wiki and kind of check all that out. If you're wondering, we are at an end, not just of this playthrough, but we are coming to the end of Summer of 360. We have one game left, and that game is going to be a challenge. It's a game that I have every achievement in. I have 1,000 out of 1,000 gamer score for it. I'm very proud of my 100% playthrough of Assassin's Creed, where I collected every flag, every Templar. It was a nightmare. Trust me, it was hell on earth. We won't be doing that during the playthrough. However, we will be playing through this game as the start of the Assassin's Creed franchise on the channel. One day, every one of them will probably be on my channel, and it will take 25 years to do. But the point being is that we're going to be starting this franchise with the game that started it all, and that's going to be the big finale. It's going to be something, because that game plays like dog shit. It plays worse than it. I have to say it might play worse than what we just finished playing. It plays real bad, and it's very slow paced. It is going to be something else, but I'm very excited to get back. I haven't played Assassin's Creed in probably, oh god, it's probably been more than a decade. It's probably been like 11 or 12 years. It's probably been since, yeah, it's probably been like, I don't know, I'll have to check my achievements to see like when the last time I earned an achievement was, because that'll be the last time I had played it. So, take care everybody, I will see you all in Assassin's Creed, the big finale for Summer of 360. Goodbye.